Hi, it's Cinemondo Girl Edition.
What's up,
Oh, you know
guys?
why? Because there's just a bunch of girls
hmm
here. We have Elizabeth. She's been a co-host on. Now I've completely forgotten.
Oh,
Co-host on Play Good Horror and
Mhm.
Plug It Up.
That's right.
Lara is on Thor's Hour of Thunder. I keep wanting to say Thor's
That's
Hammer.
right.
I cannot stop myself. From
I
saying hammer.
mean, we are broadcasting from Asgard. It's fine.
Yes.
And we're all genre fans. We all love horror. We met on the Bloody Good Horror Slack channel, and it's so great being part of this tribe. I just love it. And especially girls liking horror. When I don't find many girls who like horror, so when I meet them, it's like latch on. Here we are.
I basically
become best friends.
totally like I walk into rooms like parties, new jobs. I'm just like, okay, who's seen Hereditary? Like who? I just need to find my people, and like nobody. Okay, great, cool. I'll just be over here in the corner.
So
But, like, or I'll make. I have just converted. What's up, Ginger? A girl I work with. Her whole fam, like they all watch horror now. I'm just like,
no.
okay, we watched this movie together. I made her and her daughter watch it. Her
Oh my
grown
God.
daughter.
The
But
dream.
it's amazing. It's
Converting them to horror.
find ladies, convert them, bring them over to the dark side.
What I love is figuring out who is the real horror fan and who's the pretender. Because you're right, Hereditary to me that's sort of like
Yeah, you got to go
the
A24.
litmus. You gotta do it. And then if they say I really loved, and then like The Conjuring to me, I'm sorry if you guys like this movie. That's the movie to me, not for real horror fans. That is a total
Yes,
just commercial piece of
cop out.
Yep, just hated it.
Right.
It just felt like every punch was pulled, every trope was used, and I loved *Malignant*.
But
I hated The
I
Conjuring.
loved *Malignant*. Like,
I loved
I
*Malignant*.
feel like I was so alone on that island. It was just like
I did too. I'm like
so into it, but I got similar vibes after I watched the movie we're going to discuss today, where it's that exciting. Like, I have not just watched this on another platform. This is something new to my eyes that excites me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We'll show the trailer. This is going to be a spoiler review, so just putting it out there. We will have spoilers. You kind of have to. This movie, we got to talk about. It's going to be a spoiler zone. You've been warned. But we will show the trailer. It's not necessarily a trailer reaction, but we'll talk about that too. All right, so you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. Okay, here we go.
The women in our parents' generation,
This scene is so good.
they were more into femininity. You know what I mean? Because I think you would just look great in a dress. But I mean, if you were
pretty much done, actually, thank you.
if it's cool, I'm just gonna snag these leftovers.
Sad how familiar that guy is.
I don't know how you do it.
This whole soundtrack, you guys.
Dating people.
I'm so into it.
You do not need a man, okay?
I loved her friend too.
So don't play the games. Just be you, straight out the gate.
Do you live around here? Because I live on aisle 6. Car's terrible.
Was kind of terrible.
Instantly in love with that guy.
He's
No, I hate it.
I want to stop a little bit.
He's so Ted
Say
Bundy
what?
too.
He's got that.
No, see, that's shady.
Let's play a game.
That
Tell
white
me
boy
something
flavor.
you
You're
don't
just
already
like,
I hate this.
Okay.
You're charming.
All our hopes of finding happiness through someone
Self-deprecating.
else.
Yeah.
Girl, you all digmatized, and I haven't even seen this dude.
What's going on?
Stigmatized.
I love this
friend.
killer turtleneck. He's in this turtleneck.
This
Like,
isn't happening.
obviously, I'm a serial killer.
Yeah, it's
Obviously, I'm Ted Bundy. He didn't know.
Yeah.
And what you wanted?
I love it when he's dancing.
It's about
Yeah.
The dancing scenes.
giving yourself
good.
over to
Like, this
somebody.
movie is weirdly a party. It's like a good time.
Becoming
And then
really
you like
is.
hear what it's about, and you're like, what is wrong with this?
Super grim. Yeah. And the song is perfect.
I never watched the trailer for this.
I try not to watch trailers, and I say,
And they showed a lot.
It's a straight girl's fantasy come true, right?
Pretty
Yep.
That was a great trailer. Okay, so let's get into it.
It's so good. It's a good one. Yeah.
That opening, I love the bad date at the opening. You show
Yes.
the typical. He wasn't even that bad. It was just kind of like, there was no chemistry. He was just kind of a douche. And then I love his super quick to anger moment at the very end when she kind of goes.
Well, just also he was just like making sure that she knew she was paying for dinner, and then like
Off
took
the
her
bat.
leftovers.
I love when
because
Molly,
his
her friends,
brother
say,
was coming.
how romantic. What are you going to tell your kids? Oh, yeah. He texted me and was like, it's cash only.
She's not wrong though. Like I'm that friend going, really?
Like, You haven't even met this person yet, and they're already like,
yes, stigmatized.
right.
I love that. And I love that they opened with that because as women, we've all had those dates where it's like not happening. But they're not necessarily terrible people. Like we've all seen the really terrible people. Then you just see people just seem like no way.
Yeah.
And then those guys, you feel like, oh, dodged a bullet on that one. He was a super dick at the end, right? Then you meet, the guy who's the exact opposite, charming, super good looking, just kind of self-deprecating, not like a total snot. He seems like the dream man. I totally see why she was like, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, but also I don't think that she had any like
reason.
She was like, whatever, fine. Here's my phone number. Like, yeah, I don't care if you call me or not because I won't remember. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
She just was like, whatever, I'll wing it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I like how all of her decisions, he manipulated her into thinking that they were her idea. And that's what was so great. Everything was kind of her. He didn't push himself on her. She made the first move, jumped him and kisses him.
It's
her idea to go in the bed.
Narcissism. It's just what you do. You just give enough like freedom to where that crazy bitch is just like, well, I think this is what I should do in this situation in a room by myself.
Great.
Right? Like,
awesome.
And then they're like, well, you were the one who did whatever. And it's like, okay. Yeah. They do it a little too well at times in this movie. Like it's very accurate and yeah, it's good.
I liked it because it was very female view, very gay, female gaze.
Did you guys
the
feel the feminine, like the voice? I felt certain before I looked it up that this was both directed and written by females.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't know either. I didn't really pay attention and know really until it was done. I went, oh, holy shit, it really was.
We got
That's
to
why
like
it
the
felt
30-minute
so.
mark. I was like, there's no way this was written by men.
No,
it's
funny how you can tell.
It literally is situations. Like they all. These were all dates that have happened.
Right.
These are all conversations.
They're
they've
anecdotes
had.
that are too personal.
These are like, oh, I got went to this. I met someone and it was great for
straight
like
up, y'all dudes
3
would
weeks.
write
And we went on vacation. And like,
if it were a man, it would be different. The moment where he's like, spoiler, but where he says, "I'm going to sell your meat," like that is the genius of a female screen.
Yes,
like that would have been, I think, taken in a different direction or made scary or dramatized from a male lens in a way that it does not need to be, because that is horrifying. Like that moment is so good.
And the implication he was going to keep her alive and just slowly harvest.
Like narcissism, it's like all an allegory of narcissism.
So perfect.
But yeah.
And on top of it, he was just like, no, I'm not, like, you're right. I'm not bullshitting you. I drugged you. Like, here you are. Sorry, I'm going to do my best to not kill you as quickly. But like,
it will be painless. I'll feed you well, and it'll be painless.
That is,
oh my God.
You're like so messed up.
I think the part that was, to me, really resonated is that he was not scary at all.
Right.
Even when he's telling her, like you were talking about, the tone could have been scary. Like if a man had made it, it would have been like dark lighting. It would have been all like, Seven. They made it. He looked really cute, and he was very, very good natured in telling her, like, yeah, this is just the way it is, and yeah, okay, And like you're saying, sell your meat could have been like, I'm gonna rock your world and then fuck you over, but you'll be okay. Like it just didn't feel like that big a deal. Like he sells it to her like, yeah, it'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Like it's great. Everything's okay.
So I other ways. This is how you die. It's just
it's not so bad. People will enjoy you.
Interesting that throughout the progression of this movie, so we find out that she is the only one he slept with.
Right.
Over the course of this entire time. So whatever.
Yeah, that was interesting.
All of these women. But then immediately I thought, oh, so we get the reveal of the wife, right? That she is also missing a limb. And then you're like, oh my God, okay. So he is now replacing the wife with Noah, right? That's kind of like the progression here. Like now I'm over my wife who whatever, right? 2 kids later. And then there's this other person who now is partaking of, right? But she was just surviving. I mean, girl was like, you know what? Yeah. If I have to be a cannibal to like give her do what I need to do, like I'll get it. It's fine. I love that. And like,
I love that you sort of putting yourself in her shoes the whole time. So I keep thinking when I see his movies, I think, what would I do? Like, how would I act? And when her great plan to, hey, I'd love to, what does it taste like? Let's try it. And I'm thinking, would I be able to do that?
I think I would go there.
I think I could.
You know what? Let's just do it.
It'd be so hard to put that in your mouth, though.
Because
I mean, I can't
also,
imagine.
don't tell me the backstory. Just don't tell me the backstory. I
gotta agree with my man John Schnars on PGH. The breast was the worst.
Yeah, the worst part. Because and then you realize, like, it's like slightly, it kicks in that it's like the person that you're friends with.
Yeah, that's so bad. No, it was like a gut punch in the best way when you're watching movies like this. The moment where he's breaking it down to her about, like, actually, this is the most genuine form of love one can experience. You're giving yourself purely to someone else for, the greater good, whatever. I've heard that shit before, and I'm just like, nope. Too real, you guys. Too real. Like, you did well on this one. It's barely a horror movie. You had to make him accountable to make this, like, not just daily life for some women, like, honestly, but like that language remaining so similar to what you would hear outside of that, and just like, like an emotionally shitty relationship, or
But so I interestingly, like, the wife clearly, right, Stockholm syndrome, because she was like, oh, thank you for saving us, but oh my god, no, like, you're ruining my life because I need him to do all of these things. Right? Where it's like,
but I felt like she put him on ice real quick. Like, she was like going to switch the business a little bit. Like, maybe she was going to start.
Oh yeah, she was like, good, he's gone, but like, I'm going to continue it, right? Like, I think that she was going to keep doing it.
The future.
I don't know. It was very interesting to see that kind of like turn. Like, she enjoyed the lifestyle it was giving her, even though she was a victim of it.
When it feels cathartic that you get that moment immediately too, where her friend Molly is like, women like you are part of the problem. And like they just put so fine a point on that, where it's like all the ladies aren't completely clean here in this whole scenario. Like, there are supportive groups of people around these individuals that keep them afloat in so many ways. And like, maybe they're enjoying a little, whatever from the lifestyle, but like, I just think it's a great film that obviously layered and has a lot of sort of like interesting angles you could look at it.
It felt like when you're watching this, even though it was, amped, cannibalism, he's holding her hostage, you still felt like this sort of deep, like, relatability to what she was going through. Like you were saying, like, it's sort of like relatable bad date, terrible abusive man taken to times 10. So, but we all could relate on that level of being manipulated, being told, it's don't worry about it. Don't get in your head about it. It's gonna be fine. Just calm down.
Think too much. You're just too
and you hear that so much. And then I also loved the beginning of it. I love the setup because the idea, like, you don't know who you're dating. You don't know these people. And the risk of just going out with these strangers just seems so horrifying. And I love her friend, like,
worried about meeting somebody in person. Like, do people do that anymore? Like, you met the wrong one in person, girl.
Not the wrong. And I love her friend who's like, so what's his Instagram? No Instagram. Well, that's shady as fuck. I'm not, And then she's like, well, and then the minute her friend goes missing, I loved her capability of, like, she's true crime saturated, like we all are.
Well, that felt true to life in this moment. That felt
really
true to
smart.
Life.
It felt smart. Like, the friends weren't just being stupid. Like, she's like doing all this research, figuring out where she's going, figuring out where her friend is. Like, she instantly went to, my friend's been missing. What do I need to do? Like, true crime trained. I can do this. Take care of her. The only thing I feel like people do wrong, the only thing they ever do wrong, is do it by themselves. She shouldn't have gone off by herself. She shouldn't have done any of this shit. Like, it drives me crazy.
It's not how you stay sexy and don't get murdered. She definitely needed somebody with her.
Yes, but I will, like, she did at least ping herself.
She did.
Like,
to
the other
told the guy.
It's more than you see in a lot of efforts where,
yes. I mean, at least he had something, and then, like, of course,
that felt true to life too. That he gets there and is like, nope. Like,
I love the man was ineffectual, completely ineffectual.
The better part of that was
for him to just get there and be like, I think it took me to the wrong place. I'm just gonna go home. Like,
oh well,
this doesn't seem like.
He hears them calling her name, and he's still like, I'm not even gonna call the cops. Like, I'm just leaving. Like
he's like, I don't need any of this on my hands. Yeah.
And it's the going back in the house. Like, my thing is, like, get the fuck out and call 911. There is no reason. Let's take care of this. No, you do not. I mean, For the movie, yes, that's what you need to do.
You have to.
But I
have
wish they
it.
could have done it in a smarter way, like the phones, or well, I mean, maybe the phones
Right,
are out. I don't remember.
that one moment
but
as a
she
horror fan you
grabbed her
always
cell
get where you're like,
phone.
oh,
I
which
was
is
like,
like, I'm gonna go
"Don't."
find my phone in the woods, and her friend's like,
Ugh,
please be
I'm like,
careful.
"You're
And I'm just like,
dead."
okay,
I'm going back in to the cannibal's house,
I'll
even
be
though we
right
don't know
back.
where he is. It's
Right.
like, get oh.
No,
So
just go. Get
up
the
until the
car and
ending,
go.
I know, it's like, just leave, just go. And you know, I like the idea that it was all about the women. They had to rescue themselves. They didn't get rescued by a man at the end. They did it all themselves, even though I felt like it was a little bit weak ultimately, because I felt like the buildup was so great, so relatable, so awesome. I was hoping they could take that great, real, like that tight feeling of like, oh my God, this is so smart. I so know what this movie's about. I wish they could have landed that ending of like, yes, that is what it is to be a woman in society, but they just kind of went,
They definitely suffer from coming out so strong that they like raise their own bar to the point of like,
It fell very flat at the end.
little,
It's kind of like, okay, so now they're just. It would have been nicer to have like a flash forward, like
something to
us.
punctuate it a little more.
But then, like, you know, of course, the Chad is texting her again, right? The bad date night guy.
Yeah.
So I loved that.
That was funny.
Hot take. I feel a little bit like they saw Promising Young Woman and they were like, ooh, let's do a little like buzzer at the sting at the end where it's like a text that's like kind of like cheeky. But
like you up. Like, actually, yes, and I'm going to come murder you.
I'm tired,
I don't know.
And what was so funny is that guy gave off all kinds of red flags, but the actual cannibal did not.
Right.
And
Which is
you know, the
what to
fact,
take away from it, I think,
Yes.
is like especially with this era of like Instagram perfection that we live in, like everything that looks pretty may not be so. And you're right to trust your gut, I think, sometimes in these situations.
Exactly. And I think also I love her name is Daisy, Edgar-Jones. I like that she, again, I think it's, due to the female perspective, is that she wasn't a super glam, super hot, sexy. She was a very relatable, super cute, really cool girl that we all liked.
Yeah.
She didn't have to wear the super hot clothes or the
right.
And that, I feel like a man would have done that.
Thorne had a personality. Like, I like this girl.
Oh,
She's
God,
like
you're
3D.
so
like,
right.
Like, she's not just brown hair and I trip sometimes. I klutz. We got stuff under the surface with this one. She's got
so good. But there's something about the idea of selling women's meat, which feels like, male exploitation, which feels like, women who are powerless, men keeping them down. It was all the symbolism was so huge. And yet it was a super entertaining, really smart, really fun, just examination really in a way of like how humans relate in a weird way. And you just take it to the cannibal level. That's all.
I love cannibal movies. I love socio-political conversations happening in horror. I love it.
I mean, I feel like at that point, do you think I'd be like maybe a vegetarian at that point?
For sure.
I would never.
What would I do? What would I do? Would I keep eating meat, or would every meatball remind me of Melissa? Would you just name it?
No way.
Yeah, you'd be like, "This is Lucy."
This is Lucy.
Like, what was the name?
So I definitely highly recommend this movie. I would really be interested in hearing a male perspective on it. I don't know if they would get it, the things we get from it. That's what I would like to hear it. Like, would they understand that? Like how obvious
the date is normal.
Yeah, it's like
check it out for sure. It's a great ride.
Yeah, it really, really is fun. So thanks again, girls, for coming by and doing a all-girl review, which needed to be done for this movie, especially.
I mean,
and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Here, let me find my little outro again. And I can't find it, so this will be edited. Hold on. I should do this before I say goodbye.